Hello Marines, hey Spartans, welcome back. I might sound a little bit different because I'm not using the usual microphone. I'm finally using the laptop's integrated mic. So, that's the only way I could stop the zappy noise and the odd audio problem. That's what I'm going to call it. Anyways, let's get on with the story. Back to the Junior UNSC. We're now on chapter 11. Tony's POV, my main problem. Couple weeks pass. Things calm down between me and Sean. I stopped wearing the armor for a couple of days. I grew about 6 inches. I talked to Kendra a couple times. Today I was planning to ask for a number. Sometime this week maybe. Lauren said I was too much of a pussy to ask her. Now you would think Spartans are brave to do anything. Well, I was scared. But I wanted to talk to her more, so I really wanted that number. So I'm sitting here, about to run out the door from Captain Heaton's class. And then the bell rang. The race was on. I pushed everyone out of my way. I sprinted down the hall, then turned left to the main hallway. I knew if I wanted to get Kendra's number, I would have almost 2 minutes. I sprinted to pass a couple people, hitting a student in the face with my right shoulder of my armor. Then instead of walking down the steps, I jumped to the first floor. Then I ran to my locker and punching it open, grabbing my book bag. Then I closed my locker, which was not damaged at all. Then I walked down the hall, took a right. She was still at her locker. I started to shake. If I had a mirror, I'm sure my face would be red. Wah, 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 wah. I walked up next to her, then put my left hand on my head, clenching the wall. I was holding my binders with my right hand. Then I opened up my mouth. Then I said, "Hey, Kendra. Hey, Her stuff was slipping out of her locker. Well, can I have your number? Her stuff almost fell out of her locker again. Can it be some other time, please? Sure." I was heavily disappointed. Then I turned around to the other direction. I started to breathe heavy. I did it. I did it. I'm gonna get it later. I did it, I repeated. I got to the cafeteria. I get my books up, then I put my binders to the side. Okay, hold on, let me read that. I set my book bag up, then I put my binders inside and zip it up. Tim sat down next to me. I did it. Really? He replied. So where is it? She's gonna give it to me later. She was having locker troubles. Blech. Okay. I walked. I lost my place. Then I walked away. I went to the lunch line, waited, got food, sat back at the table. I ate, and I went to study hall. I started to talk to this girl named Sarah. She helped me with my troubles with Kendra. Hey, she sat down in the desk in front of me. Guess what? What? She said in a perky voice. Ask Kendra for a number. Oh my god. She said she'll give it to me some other time. She was having locker problems. And then lost my place again. Then she started talking about her day. Sarah started brushing her brown hair. I stared at her green eyes. Man, I can't read today. But anyways, they seemed to smile at me. Then she powdered her face, which made her pale looking. So, how's the Spartan life? I sat there thinking about her question. It's okay. It's different. And it's difficult getting the attention, but it's okay. She smiled. Then she walked on. She went on talking about her love interest. She likes this girl named Jennifer. Jennifer was this girl I always sat next to on the Pelican. I never spoken to her, but according to Sarah, they did the deed 3 times. Oh, me and Jennifer are hanging out this weekend. I gasped and said, "Oh, are you two?" Shh. She cut me off. "Yes, this time's with a frying pan." I laughed. "You two are crazy." "In bed," she replied. Riley overheard, then he started laughing. Later on, the bell rang. Then I went to the last period. Then that class passed. I headed to the Pelicans. Did a normal Pelican routine. When I exited the Pelican and ran to the usual alley, I was sprinting. Then I saw something to my left. I stopped. I looked calmly to my left. It was the dark purple portal again. I heard laughing. I turned a whole 180 degrees and saw that girl. Then she said, "Peekaboo," in a sweet voice. I completely jumped back and slipped and fell. Hearing my armor hit the ground, making a big pounding sound. She then got on top of me and whispered, "I see you." Then she hopped up and went into the purple portal and portaled away. Strange girl. Very strange. Alright, so anyways, a new character introduced. So basically Sarah, she's gonna be a important character later on in the story. But right now every character is still in the developing process, even though we're on chapter 12, but these chapters are really small if you haven't noticed. So we found out that me, or Tony, whatever you want to put it, has asked for the number, and now he's waiting for it, and if you guys know by that answer, I don't know, I'm just gonna, next chapter. Chapter 12, Chosen One. I got up, then continued down the alley, continued to my house. When I finally arrived, I did the usual routine, go downstairs, took off my armor, then have it laid there, then went upstairs with some PJs and took a shower. Usually I just sit there and enjoy the warm water, but I just wanted to go on Xbox and tell the guys. Then I was scrubbing my hair. I started to hear humming. I recognized the song. The song was called Love of Mine. "That's a super old song," I said out loud, considering it's over 500 years old. "I know," the voice replied. I turned off the water, and I ran out of the shower, soap was still in my hair, dried off my hair, then my whole body. And I got dressed, I opened the door, and I saw my mom and grandma. "Tony, what's wrong?" I had to say something, and it had to be something about the incident that I just witnessed, but not to them. They would think I'm crazy. I have to see what Lawrence wants. He called me and I rushed out of the shower. But Mom tried to say something, but I sprinted downstairs. I rushed into my room. I turned on the room's lights. Then the Xbox started playing. Then the Xbox started playing music. A few hours passed. Then it was bedtime. It was very warm in my room. I turned out the lights, then turned the TV on to UNSC News by Dan's. I laid down and closed my eyes, hearing Dan talk about the school closings because of snow. School closings? Snow. In 2556. What? You don't think there'll be school closings then? Even though we have flying pelicans? What's wrong with you guys? Anyways. It got really hot in my room, so I decided to take off my shirt. Then I laid face first, trying my best to fall asleep. Then I fell asleep and my dream was black. I saw 2 yellow eyes. Kill it, my conscience said. Then I woke up, spazzing out, laid back down. Face first, still shirtless. Then after 2 minutes, I felt a very warm sensation. Like if somebody took their finger and gently rubbed up and down my spine. I tried to turn, but I felt like it just pushed me back down. Then it continued to rub up and down my spine. I was scared. Someone is touching my bare back, and I can't do anything about it. Hey, I said in a raspy voice. The thing didn't answer. Then the rubbing went lower to each time the finger reached my neck, then down my pants, and suddenly, I'm gonna have to stop it there, guys. But don't worry, it's just gonna continue with Tony in the future. So, yeah. I'll go to the Tony in the future. I'm gonna have to mark his place later on. I have to make my game of the junior UNSC, so I don't like get too ahead of that. Plus I'm hungry, and it's really unperfect. You know what? Just go to the Tony in the future. Okay, welcome back, Marines. It's Tony from the future, and I had to do something for a complete whole day. So this video might be, you know what? Never mind. Just get to where I was off. Yeah. I can't do anything about it. Hey, I said with a raspy voice. The thing didn't answer. Then the rubbing went lower and lower each time, the finger reaching my neck. Then it grabbed my pants and ripped them off. Don't move, the thing said. It's you. It was the portal girl from the alleyway. She has returned to molest me, maybe. Please stop. No, I need to do this. I replied with only a whimper. She continued, but listen. This time, her finger went up to my neck and all the way down to my butt. After doing that for what seems like an eternity, she whispered, "Turn over." When I went to turn over, I can confirm it was the girl from the alley. The portal was not around, though. I laid on my back feeling violated. She stood there and just smiled. Her beautiful green eyes stared and then turning like red, like if somebody put lights in her eye sockets. Consume me, Tony. I don't want to. No, I yelled. I heard wind. Wind was blowing in my room. Yet nothing moved, nor window was open. She took her hood off, then started unzipping her coat. I closed my eyes. Open. See me, she said. I obeyed. She was undressed. Eyes now back to green. But still wind was blowing around. Yet again nothing was moving and no window was open. Staring at her breast, I scanned down, seeing cuts on her stomach. No cuts where her pussy was. Consume me, Tony. We must begin. I got up, turned to her. Oh God. I turned my head all the way to her right, then moved into kiss her. Her breasts were pressing against my chest, and everything went white. Then it was dark, and I was in my Spartan armor, in a dark, blank room. There was this covenant energy sword. It activated on the floor. I picked it up and looked at it. Then I held it with my left hand. Then the girl. She had her coat on, but nothing under it. She held my right hand out and smiled. "Hey." "Hey," she replied. A bright light flashed, then a key thing from my dream. It was in my hands. "The blade," I yelled. She kissed my cheek. "This is the keyblade. The keyblade chose you." I looked at both the sword and the keyblade. I looked down and back at the girl. Her breasts, they were covered by the coat. Then I noticed she looked like Bella, my ex. "Bella?" She frowned. Then she told me to sit down. I deactivated the sword and sat like an Indian, then laid the keyblade across my lap. "Okay. You're close. My name is Zelda. I'm what you call a nobody. A nobody is somebody with no emotion, nor has a heart. But the only way they are created is if a heartless is created." I asked, "How is a heartless created?" "When a strong-hearted person dies from another heartless. But now, if you just die, you become heartless." Then I realized, does that mean that Bella is dead? She stared down, then played with her pussy hair. "Yes, that's why I need you, Tony. You can bring her back, and we can become whole." I stared at her. I stared to remember how we loved each other. Then I remembered how she hurt me and how I hurt her. It would not be worth it. She looked up and yelled, "Please! I want to become whole." "How she died?" I asked. "Let me show you." She took off her coat and waved her finger. I scooted closer to her. "Consume me," she said, and her eyes turned red. I felt her breast, and then a white, blinding light came from her eyes, nose, and mouth. Then it was dark. I think that's the end. Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. So basically, we are now introduced another new character named Zelda. This is a core main character, probably just as main character as Tony himself. In the game, she's gonna be, it's gonna be really hard to create where she appears and disappears. So it will be interesting how her part in the game and story will develop the ending of what's happening right now. So let's recap all the problems that are going on. Tony, he has to find another person to become a Spartan. He has conflicts with his friends he has to clean up. He's getting attention in school that he doesn't want, even without the Spartan armor on, and he wants that away. And now he's this person who has this power now, and he doesn't know how to use it or what to do with it so far. And I'm pretty sure, since I wrote the story, another conflict's going to come on, which probably overwhelm him. I mean, probably sell the other ones aside just to do this one. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, Next chapter.